Hey everyone, this is Will from Productions², and we're back to continue work on the 8th developer's log for Space Crusade. So when we left off the other day, we had been working on the AI and other such stuff. I think we had stopped on the movement function for AI, and that's where we're going to start now. With the continuation of the work on that anyway. So, let's go and get right to it. So, we are working on the ally section of the movement function, and we had just finished the section of it if the ally ship was over 13 kilometers away from the target. And then put in these things to determine which way they should move. These should probably be else ifs, because we only want to check them once. And if you do else if, then if one of the previous ifs are checked, then none of the other ones are. So this is else ifs are a good way to keep the code from doing more operations than it needs to when it comes to if statements. As a matter of fact, unless you need to check a whole bunch of if statements in a row, you should always use else ifs. So, let's see, these first randoms are used to do what? Let's see, did I make a note over here? No, just that they're movement system randoms. Damn. Alright, let's see. Okay, so the randoms happen outside and come back into here. Where these two randoms are used for... I don't know. Well, we know this random's used for, let's see, determine which direction so these two maybe I decided that we weren't going to use these, although that's interesting that I would have left them in anyway, if that was the case. So we have the randoms that bring us here, over here on Battle Proc. So it's the 1 to 40, I believe. Yeah. And that determines if the ship will enter a movement movement choice, if you will. Okay, yeah. Starting to remember now. Some of the these I think are for determining these are used for the middle if else if, so that we can possibly sometimes determine if it's going to move towards or away from, because like I was mentioning the other night, the AI should be able to make mistakes. These though, I'm not sure what we were going to use these for. I think we had originally planned to use them for something, and then I decided not to. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into here now. So, we're going to say that if SM rand 4 is between 1 and 3, and SM rand 5 is between 12 and 18 that they'll move forward. So if SM rand 4 is greater than 1, greater than or equal to 1, and SM rand 4 is less than 4, I think we need one more. Let me see. So this encapsulates these two. Alright, we gotta figure this out here. Alright, so this does these, so we can bring that in. And SM rand 5 is greater than or equal to 12, and SM rand 5 is less than 19. That encapsulates everything, and that closes it off. I may have one too many parentheses, but that doesn't really matter in the whole scheme of things. If you have too many parentheses or not, as long as the structure is there to block off how things should be working. In other words, that this block here has to be true, and that this block here has to be true. And we'll just do an else instead of a else if, just because it'd be totally annoying to do the other ranges for these in this format. So this will be to, so if true, move toward target, and else move away from target. Alright. Those are floats, I believe, right? These are ints. Doesn't it take... I don't know, I thought that the function took... Yeah, function takes floats, not ints. I guess they get used like floats. Because it does take them, which is interesting. There's no errors. Well, let's see what happens when I try and build this thing. And I know there's going to be just a ton of errors when I try and build this thing the first time. I'm gonna guess over 450 errors. Because essentially we're compiling the entire game at once. We did a lot of the other things in the original project file for this solution space crusade modulation stuff we had, but then we've also added in a crap ton of other things and changed a lot of things from that, so it's going to be like compiling everything for the first time all at once, which isn't really I wouldn't really recommend it, but in this case Can't get around it because we have to build the initial version of the game before we can just build the changes that happen to the game itself. So once we get into here, it's moving towards. So we want to say, where's our random? Random 6. And essentially we do the same thing here, except we break it down so that only the move towards that was a little bit of a problem I didn't anticipate. Okay, now, so we do it this way, but on the other one, what we'll do is we'll do the opposite. Instead of adding or subtracting to get away from or whatever, we'll do the opposite. So in other words, if the ship is target ship is a greater value than s plus y, then we'll add instead of subtract. That's right. Just gonna go through and do all of this. Odd. Alright, so let's move away from the target, so we'll copy this, or no, copy this. And just paste it here. And same thing, leave it the way that it is, but then switch the signs here to plus minus instead of minus plus. Oops. So that it exacerbates the direction that the ship is currently in. In other words, the player ship is further away from the NPC ship, then they can go further away even more. So, like I said before, if the value is greater, then we make it even higher. If it's lower, we make it even lower. The opposite of what this does, which is makes it get closer to instead of further away from. And then we want to use the second one here. Only for this one. First, we gotta tabulate this stuff here, so I got in the correct position for the tabulature, or whatever they call it, tab spacing, tabulature, or something else. It's the correct term for guitar tabs. It's tabulature. Alright. So now essentially we just take all this and we just copy paste it down there for non-allies. We'll have to change a couple things though. But it's all pretty much the exact same. Actually, there's a much easier way to do this. Select everything up, go to the Find dialog here, say replace in selection, M NPC, replace it with M player, and replace all. Alright, and now we have the code for the non-ally players as well. Of course, the only way to determine if this actually will work is to try it out in game. See how it works. Alright, so there's the movement function. I just need to call it now from Battle Proc. So, cn attacker dot ship dot sai move. We want to pass the player reference that we pass. Actually, we don't pass one. Oh, p target. Okay, that's right. P target. CN attacker and false. Oh, H target, not P target. Oh, whoops. Those are wrong. Those should be H targets. Otherwise, you're just getting the same, the player's target instead of the hostile's target. That was an epic fail. Any other ones we need to look for? Using P target. Yeah, this should be P target. So we have totally turned around from what it should have been. Alright, so got all that figured out. Next, we need to do the code here. So this is if the player surrenders. So we need to be able to, well, we gotta wait till we get stations back in, never mind, so that'll wait. Slavery. So, essentially we want to make it so that if you're captured, every turn that passes, turns will pass while you're captured, and every time a turn passes, you'll have a chance to escape, if you will, I guess. I guess we could use the status variable that I implemented before. Use it in such a way to be able to figure out how to get this to work in the with the main loop. I don't even know if I have main made yet. I do. I don't think. Yeah, it's just main though. There's nothing in it. So I'll have to figure out how that works in concert with everything else. So what we'll say is we'll need to initialize the player ship back to default, so that they have no ship, and we'll also have to do such a way that, like I was mentioned before, resources will drain every turn that you're captured. Just kind of give it a bit more of a kick, if you will. So you're not just wasting time and losing a ship, but you're also losing money. So that, surrendering is not just an easy way to get out of a battle you normally lose. There's tangible, so that there are tangible negatives to surrender, and you would only do it in the worst case scenario. So, if we go to ship, let's go back to ship real quick. Is there an initialize ship function? If there is, we can use that. Initialize hard points, initialize AI hard points, player name. I think the initial one is done through the constructor. I don't think there's a function for it. Oh, here we go. Init ship. Actually, that just sets up the... That's, yeah, so what we want to do is we actually want to be able to initialize as in, reformatting a hard drive, essentially. Initialize as in get rid of all the information that's in the ship class for the current ship. I guess we'll just have to make a new function for it. Alright, so void, I'm going to say clear ship data. And later versions of the game, I might even enable, add in a insurance feature, kind of like what's in EVE Online, where if your ship is destroyed or you lose control of it or whatever, the insurance you have taken out on it will get paid back to you at a certain amount. So that when you lose a ship, if you lose a ship to either of these two methods, it's not a total loss. You have some recovery. If not a great one, at least something that you can use to buy a new ship. Or at least a ship, so you can regain your resources to buy whatever ship you had before. So you're not just stuck at a station dead in the water. So, what we need to do is go over to here. I'll add it at the bottom, and then we'll restructure everything afterwards. Let's get them put in line. Alright, so, go void ship clear as data. So let's go up to the initialize function. Crap, it's easier to go this way, I guess. Oops. Let's grab all this. Paste it down here. And just remove these and do something like this to them or something like that. Essentially zero out the values. That's tech level, that's an int, right? So 0. These are floats. All the rest of these are ints. So let's zero the rest of these out. I don't think we'll have to change anything else. Although we can add something if we need to. It'll just be real easy to do so. So, back over here. So I'm going to say mPlayer dot. Oh, we haven't said it. Send it through that, have we? True. So there's a thing now. We need to make sure that anything that happens here is only applied to on the hail is only applied to the player. The main player. So let's pass through the main player. Just player and mPlayer. And we'll add that over on here as well. That's usually how things work. You work on things and then you figure out, oh hey, wait a second, we need to do this for that, and then you make the changes. Okay, so for the hail, you only want them hailing the main player, so we want to make sure that that's what happens. So let's do another one of these double things here.